If you are looking for something new and different for the upcoming Compliance Week celebration in November, check out The Compliance Kids. It's my 3-book children's series on compliance and compliance professionals for children. But they make great gifts and great training tools for your employees. You can check it out on Amazon.com. We've linked to it in the show notes. The Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Ethico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to ethico.com to download the full toolkit today.
In today's episode, we take up why the culture audit is now so central and even required based upon the 2024 update to the ECCP. It is gone are the days when culture audits were an optional exercise. They're a core element for assessing employee engagement, ethical perceptions, and trust levels across all tiers of an organization. For the compliance professional, the culture audit is more than a one-time exercise. It is a continuous structured assessment that provides actionable insights into an organization's ethical climate. Today, we're going to take a deeper look at culture audits and how they can be used. 1. Understanding the components of a culture audit. At its core, a culture audit examines the behaviors, attitudes, and values that make up the ethical backbone of an organization. Unlike traditional compliance metrics that focus on policy adherence, a culture audit delves into the lived experiences of employees, capturing the data that reveals the organization's true ethical climate. This includes employee engagement, trust in leadership, and perceptions of organizational fairness and transparency. Each of these components provides insight into whether a compliance is merely a set of rules or is embedded in the DNA of a company. 2, documenting and benchmarking culture data. A critical advantage of culture audits is that they have the ability to document and benchmark compliance culture over time. With the DOJ's 2024 ECCP, compliance professionals are now expected to not only show they are measuring culture, but also they're improving it. Conducting regular culture audits allows compliance teams to establish a baseline and monitor progress, providing a concrete data trail that demonstrates a commitment to fostering ethical environment. And 3, responding to culture audit findings. One of the most valuable aspects of the culture audit is it provides actionable data. Once areas for improvement are identified, compliance professionals can take targeted steps to address gaps, reinforce strengths within the organization. This iterative process is crucial for building a compliance program that is responsible, resilient, and is aligned with DOJ standards going forward. In short, a culture audit is precisely what the DOJ is looking for with this new series of questions about culture that we looked at in a previous episode. When you pair that with the data requirements and data access that every compliance professional is now mandated to have, you can see how a culture audit will be a critical component of your compliance program going forward. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The Compliance Tip of the Day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network. Finally, this podcast contains promotional materials.